What's up, everybody? I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, you're checking it out, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me to provide you guys with more content. So, Eurovision 2026. Been doing a whole bunch of them, and I'm sure by the time this is posted, it's going to be over and done with, winners picked, yada yada yada. But you know, a lot of eyes on Eurovision, and this year, man, a lot of rock and like metal oriented kind of groups. Just, I don't know, they definitely kind of stepped it up this year, and I appreciate it. And some controversial choices, some picks that I never thought would make it to Eurovision. The list keeps going on, and I'm glad something like this exists. And like I said, if anything, it's a showcase for future artists that could kind of put their work out there. Even if they're already established, this definitely helps. Alright, so this is the UK's choice. Look, Mom, No Computer. Eins, Zwei, Drei. It's an interesting. The only reason why I know this title, it's German for like 1, 2, 3. And if you guys listen to Rammstein, you know what I'm talking about. So I have no idea. Just by going off a look, this is going to be interesting. Did I do UK last year? I don't even remember, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect, and I like it that way. So, this is UK's pick for Eurovision 2026. I feel like that rhymed. Look, Mom, No Computer with the song Eins, Zwei, Drei. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's check it out.
That I can count in.
Alright, real quick. This is hilarious, man. It's a music video, which is awesome. I normally do live versions of the tracks, but whatever. Holy shit. What? Nah, this is cool. This is, you know what this reminds me of? Like, what's his name? Gary Newman? Is that his name? Yeah, Gary Newman. The guy that, you know, here in my car. That guy. Like that 80s, late 80s new wave, synth wave. Is that what it was called? You know what I mean. Almost borderline techno-ish, kind of industrial-ish kind of feel to it. Very electronic. This is risky too, because I just don't think people are into this kind of music anymore. I could be wrong. I don't know what the scene over is in the UK. But I know definitely like in Germany and I guess parts of Eastern Europe too. I don't know, I'm going off on a whim here. I feel like, you know, the club scenes probably, they kind of push the electronic music a little bit more. I guess that's all over Europe. It's a different scene over there, club-wise anyway. But yeah, you know. And then, if my memory serves me right, I think that this did get a lot of views, so, I mean, people are watching. And I think that's it. I think either you have to completely recreate something that stands out from your competitors, or take something that was from like yesteryear, make it new again, and present it to people and be like, okay, this is my take of a classic 80s feel, or inspired by, or something, while remaining original. Because, you know, like I said, this you don't get this type of music that much anymore. So this was ballsy, but also kind of stands out because you just, like I said, for that fact, you don't see it anymore. So that's cool. All right, let's keep going.
It would make me feel better. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Eins, zwei, drei, darling, I need something today. Eins, zwei, drei, we for slice of pepperoni. I bet you can hold me. That will be a pony. Eins, zwei, drei, I'm coming back to life. Eins, zwei, drei, got me feeling okay. Eins, zwei, drei, goodbye drudgery, hello mate. Some nights you can roll me. Yeah, let's karaoke. Eins, zwei, drei.
clever hook. The music video is out of this world. Like, who directed this? It was like a David Cronenberg film or David Lynch film. This is cool. This also makes me want to kind of see what other music he's done. It definitely has that vibe, man. I'm getting like flashbacks. I mean, I didn't grow up in that era. I was born in the late '80s, but no, but it's cool. It's a cool throwback or like a homage to, that new wave synth style music. Not really gothy, but like just the electronic side and the industrial side. It's cool. It's cool. Maybe this guy will bring it back. With the other bands out there. It's like light techno, fun, slightly industrial, all that electronic stuff mixed together. And while that, like I said, is not probably on the radar today, you get sometimes tracks like this. And, people still appreciate it, and I think that's cool. And it doesn't gain a lot of attention. I mean, like I said, the views don't lie. So I think that's interesting. And such a competitive world, musically anyway, you need stuff like this. Like I said, if you're not reinventing the wheel, you gotta borrow from something that was successful maybe back in the day and reinvent that and present it, Because you see that, especially, not recently, but like, back in the day, a lot of musicians would, do like cover songs and like make them their own, change it enough to make it like stand out. There's nothing wrong with originality, obviously, taking a bigger risk. But, like I said, music that's inspired by, but can be also completely original too. It just has that familiar feel, and that's what I get. I love the nostalgic side of this, that 80s cheesy, almost B-movie kind of feel. Like I said, it definitely rings a few bells, and I can kind of relate. And I dig this music too. So it's cool. It's cool. Taking a huge risk, but this is why you watch Eurovision. One of the reasons, anyway. Not just to see the talent, but to see what quirky, innovative music video or performance you're going to get, because it's nothing like you've seen before. So I imagine probably the ticket prices to Eurovision, how that process even happens. I'm sure the judges had fun with this, though. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Like I said, this was cool. Like I said, it just has that kind of familiar feel. Like, I've heard this before, but at the same time, it's, I guess probably going to present itself as new to many people who haven't come across this style of music, or maybe forgot about it. And, dude's kind of bringing it back in, his style, which is cool. And, like I said, Eurovision, full of surprises. Not one performance I could say like, oh, that sounds like that. I mean, for obvious reasons, they're from all over the world. But I think so far everyone I've seen, really, like, I would be a bad judge, because like I think everyone brought something here, and whether it maybe sound like something's been done before, but it's just the energy and the creativity that goes behind it. Because with these contests, just like the American, The Voice, or, you know, America's Got Talent or whatever. You know, it's just, it's contests, you know. You gotta fight to survive, you know, and, but with Eurovision, man, it gets so creative. You really see people. That's why I like live versions, too, because, you know, you don't have the comfort of the studio edit. You know what I mean? It's raw sound. But this is cool. This is what, you know, if you're going to do a music video, make it like an acid trip like this. This was awesome. We got a little bit left to finish it out. I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Like, what? What was that ending? See what I mean? Do you know that was going to happen? That was cool. Is this guy big in the UK? I doubt this is his debut, right? You know, I mean, to get in Eurovision, I feel like he'd do a lot more of work than that. I don't know. I'll probably just Google him now. Look, Mom, No Computer. Eins, Zwei, Drei. It's awesome. It's catchy. Had a nice hook to it. The chorus, the vocals. I definitely see this as a club kind of song. You know, especially those like underground EDM, techno bass kind of clubs. Yeah, definitely for the nightlife. Interesting. Like I said, it has that 80s vibe of that era. You know, just modernized. And you know, this guy's really, you know, working it and kind of making it his own thing. Yeah. I totally see why it has the views it does. Alright guys, there you have it. That was a UK selection for Eurovision. Look, Mom, No Computer. Eins, Zwei, Drei. Interesting. Is it going to win? Is it going to stand out? Like I said, I'm sure there's a winner by now, by the time this video comes out. But still, awesome. And I guess if anything, this is a platform, Eurovision, to showcase artists from all around the world. Even if they don't win, you know, they got a lot more eyes on them than they would normally would, you know. And international, too. I'm sure a lot of people are watching this. There you have it, guys. Thanks for listening. Hey, if you made this far in the video, please do me a favor of like, comment, subscribe, especially if you haven't already. If you want to throw me a line, you know, simple conversation, recommendation, anything. You know, want to support the channel, anything on your mind, want to share, I'll leave a link down below entitled Buy Me a Coffee, and that's how you could jump ahead of the line and reach out to me first. Other than that, my friends, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.